Lads, how we doing? Hope you're good. That's like turbo bright, isn't it? So today's show is going to be a good one. I really think it's going to be a good one. I think it's a lot of I think it's a subject that a lot of men need to focus more on. Okay, and that's how do you get more out of life? This can't surely be it in life, right? So let's get into this. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I'm your host, James Bourman. If you are coming through, then please do hit the love heart button down here. And I want you to comment, and I want you to be honest, and I want you to say yes or no, and maybe give an explanation. Do you feel like you're in Groundhog Day? Do you feel like the majority of your time, does it feel like it's Groundhog Day? Okay. All right. So let's get into this. When you wake up in the morning, and the alarm goes, does it feel like every time it goes, you're like, I can't believe it's the morning again. I can't believe I'm getting up again. And then when it comes around to Monday, you think to yourself, I can't believe it's Monday again. And then when we wrap up on Friday, we think, I can't believe it's the weekend again. And they're getting quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, right? Like every day that we wake up, it seems to get just quicker. And I'm wondering if we kind of wondering where all of the middle parts of our lives are, because it just seems to be moving so rapid, and all we seem to be doing is just waking up, going to work, doing our work, coming home, grabbing a beer, watching Netflix, go to bed. Who feels like that? And that Groundhog Day mentality, I think, makes men question, this can't be all there is to life, right? This can't be all there is to life. This can't be all that life is about. And then you start questioning, what's the point? Like, what is the point? We're going to die. What is the point? So I think it's a mentality that absolutely cripples men and their mentality. And I think it plays havoc with their mindset in terms of them feeling like they're not achieving anything. I feel like it causes havoc in terms of emotional distress, like not knowing how to start changing the situation. I remember when I joined the Royal Marines, a lot of people used to say to me, why would you put yourself through 32 weeks of Royal Marine training? You know, it's going to be cold, which it was wet. It was like ridiculously hard physical training. And then you go and put yourself at risk at being killed at war. And it's very difficult, right, to paint a picture for somebody, because all they see is you get a green lid at the end of the day and you're in the military. But to somebody that's joining, right, to somebody that's joining the Royal Marines, to somebody that's joining anything like the military or the services, it's about feeling accomplished. It's about feeling achievement. It's about putting yourself on the line. And I think that before I joined the military, I was working as a store manager for McDonald's, right? Good money, like great money, great prospects. But I was in that Groundhog Day mentality where I would just wake up and I would have to go into work to do my shift. I was dealing with like mundane issues. I just wasn't feeling engaged in life or my job. Now, what I did was quite radical. Do you know what I mean? I just decided that I was going to leave the job and literally run away and join the military, which is what I did, right? I was quite blunt with my response, because I felt like there was more to life in the military. And not a lot of people can do that. You can't just run off and go and join the military. So we have to be able to find some way of fulfilling ourselves. Okay, we've got to find some way of fulfilling ourselves, because otherwise we're going to spend the next 5 years waking up, going to work, coming home, having a beer, watching Netflix, and going to bed. And as we get older, we get more and more frustrated that we don't do stuff. So what can you do? Like, what can you do? What's the mindset here? What are we trying to achieve here? If you think back to when you were a kid, right? And actually, I got this because I'm watching Stranger Things in a minute. And I'm looking at these 4 kids and I see them like riding around on their BMXs. I see them with their walkie-talkies. And it reminds me of Goonies, right? So if you're in my era, you'll remember the Goonies. And I remember just that that freedom to be able to get on a bike and just go riding or just go off on an adventure. And I think, where in our line of living does that stop? Where do we stop having fun along the way? Where do we stop connecting with life? Where do we stop being present in life? Where do we stop enjoying ourselves? Now, work is a necessity, right? We've got to work. What I'm not saying here is don't work, okay? What I'm saying is, what are you doing for fun? What are you doing for you, okay? What are you doing to create a lifestyle that actually creates adventure, where that inner boy, wants to break free, and he wants to go and explore and do things. He might want to go away and try something new. So he, like for example, going down to Newquay and going weekend surfing with the family. Why not? I mean, it's sitting there all of the time, and we think to ourselves, why don't we just go away on Friday night and just spend 2 days down in Newquay and then come back home? Like, just an example, right? Why don't we go and hire some mountain bikes, go to Lotus, a trial by the forest, and go and smash out down the downhills? Okay, something I've never done. Why don't I just go and spend a day in the spa and do something for me? Whatever it might be. But for me, I think what we have to do to get ourselves out of what I would call the Groundhog Day mentality is that we have to be doing things that really engage with our inner kid. And too many people are going, I'm too grown up now. I'm like 43. There's no way I can do that. Grow up. And I think when the lads just wrote it in the comments, it's like we spend so much time telling our kids to grow up. But yet then when they grow up, we say, oh, we wish they were kids, which is mental, right? I want my kids to feel like the kids for as long as they possibly can. I want to feel like I'm a kid for as long as I possibly can, because do you know what? There's lots of serious things in my life, like trying to build a business. Okay, it's really, really, really hard work to build a business, okay, online from nothing. And it has been for the last 4 years. So I've got to make sure I'm doing stuff for me, stuff that connects with that inner kid. So I don't feel like I'm waking up every day and I'm going in the office and all I'm doing is thinking about building a business. Okay, and then it's sharing that experience with the people that we love the most. So that when we ask that question, it's surely there's got to be more to life than what this is. Of course there is, right? Of course there is. There was a massive amount of opportunity for you to live the life that you want. If you have a side hustle, you could start a side hustle. You could start your own business. You could say that once every 12 weeks, you're going to go away for 3 days with the wife. You could say once a month, we're going to have a family adventure. We're going to do something. We're going to go camping, wild camping. We're going to go and drive to a city we've never been to, and we're going to stay there and we're going to explore it. And I think, like, we put ourselves under these restrictions, under this hood that we can't do these things. You can like them, but like the more you work on yourself, the more you connect with yourself, the more you raise your self-awareness and see what's possible, the more opportunity that there is. Okay. And it comes down to the limitations that you put on yourself. And we spoke about this on the 5-day challenge last night, and I can see there's some lads here, so great to have you join us this morning. And you are only restricted by the limitations that you set in your head, okay, in terms of what can be achieved to live a more fulfilling life, so that actually life feels worth living, so that every single morning you feel like getting up and going, oh my God, it's Groundhog Day. I felt like this morning, I was like, I woke up and I went, I can't believe it's Wednesday, oh my God. And then I come out here and it's like absolutely stunning. Look, you get to watch this coming up. You see the sea coming up and you start connecting with it. You know, in 3 years, we're planning to travel the world, me and the family. And it's been a 10-year plan. It's been a 10-year vision. 10 years ago, we said, let's go and do it. Now, I feel nervous about it. I feel scared about it. I feel anxious about it. And I feel anxious about taking my big girl out of school. I feel anxious about leaving the big kids here. And if they don't want to come, they're more than welcome to come. I feel nervous about, can I run my business online? you know, which I'm sure I can, and I'm confident I can do all of those things, and everything can happen, and everything can fit into place, and our plan can happen. But there's also obviously those elements of fear, and fear is another thing that stops us from like just going for it, just saying, hey, what the hell, let's just get in the car and let's just go on an adventure. Anxiety, overthinking, all of these things, they just end up getting in the way of us reaching our potential, reaching our limitations. So that actually we can look back in our life when we're older and we don't have the energy to really do anything, and we just look back and go, man, we used to be on the road all the time. We used to go camping and do things with the family all of the time. We used to do this, we used to do that. And you want to build up all those highlight reels. You know, you've heard me talking about highlight reels before, and highlight reels are those key memories that stand out throughout your life. You can't remember everything, but what you can remember are key things that make life worth living. It's like taking life by the throat and going, I'm gonna batter this life. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna drain it for everything that it has. Or we can keep waking up every single morning and we can keep going to ourselves, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. We can have the Sunday evening blues, where you absolutely dread the next day and you don't know what's coming. And all of this mentality, right, it's not something you just, I'm not trying to hype this up. This is something that takes time. And I'm not saying, hey, look, suddenly just go out and buy a camper van or go and buy a holiday home or something like that. But think about more what you can do and how you can extract more out of life. Because if you constantly keep thinking there are no opportunities for you, if you stay in a dormant mentality, if you keep thinking, oh, what's the point? Imagine if the whole world, imagine if every human being turned around and said, well, what's the point? We're going to die. Imagine how negative the world would be. No one would be doing anything. Everyone would be miserable. There would be no achievement. There would be no love. There would be no help. There would be no wonders of the world. Do you know what I mean? We would not feel emotions because we just don't feel like we want to get up and do anything. But you know what? While we do live, we should live. And a quote that my dad said that my mum passed on was, he always said, whilst you're alive, you can live, because when you're dead, you're going to sleep forever. Okay, you're going to be dead a long time. You are never coming back from that point. You can't come back and go, right, I wish I did more with my life. When it's gone, it's gone. Like, there is no coming back. So whilst we're here, and it is a short amount of time, I never used to think it was. People used to say, oh God, it's like, you know, people who say it's a short time, but it's not. Like, man, these Mondays and these mornings are coming around quicker and quicker and quicker. And opportunities are passing rapidly. Do you know what I mean? And I just want everybody to get in that mentality where you're like, guys, there is so much opportunity for you. What are you going to do with it? You know? What are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Who cares if it's wrong? Who cares if you get it wrong? Who cares whether it's right or wrong? Like, what matters is that you feel like you're living. And that is how we start getting out of that existing mentality, just existing in a system and just getting by. Do what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? If you want to pick up and you want to move down the coast and you want to live on the coast, then live on the coast. But plan it out and do it right. If you want to go and travel the world, go and travel the world. Do you know what I mean? If you want to go and ask a girl out, go and ask a girl out. Every day wasted is an opportunity missed. And that's how I think about it. And then that's why every single day, for 15 minutes, I connect with our travel around the world. I look at all the places I want to go to. We're going to be putting up a big atlas map soon where we're going to put pins where we're going to go. We're going to start putting strings on there. We're going to start making it a reality. And it's just a little connection to the bigger picture, right? There's a film called Collateral. Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx. And there's a scene in that film where he is, I think he's a taxi driver. And he's asking, and Tom Cruise asked him, why are you doing this job? And he brought down his sun visor, and there's a picture of, like, I think, like a boat that he wants to buy, right? So every single day, when he has a bad customer or when he has a bad day, he will always bring down that sun visor and he will look at that picture and he'll remind himself, okay, he'll remind himself why he's shown up and doing what he's doing. And that's what you need, almost. We almost need that thing to look forward to. Make sense? All right. I think I've harped on enough. I hope that helps, lads. Have a great day, and we will catch you on Friday morning, ready for the next show, 5 days. I'll see you tonight.